At least I don't say, hey, you got something that's fine, you'll put out, never said it to me.
Yeah.
Is that your fundraiser shirt there?
For the animal program.
Risky shirt. You got
Don't worry about it. Sorry. Didn't mean to insult.
It is what it
I
is.
don't really care.
Shocking all right.
Made rhubarb coffee cake out of dessert. I've eaten the whole thing.
Oh, right now, I'm myself, like, keeping everybody in line.
Sour cream.
So you're a little bit.
Yeah, it's-
It's gone.
That's the way zucchini bread.
I'm start going on.
Yeah, I like rhubarb.
Right?
Yeah. We're gonna wait just a minute to see if Bob rolls in. Talk amongst yourselves.
We know you're recorded.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We sing happy birthday to Debbie.
No, it's all right.
Happy birthday, Debbie.
Thank you.
She's here at the council meeting.
What else would you rather do?
What would you add?
I know, that's what I'm thinking too.
I was gonna go over to Jim's, but
Do what?
She's going to your house.
that's all right.
Oh.
Go to your house, but it's not, you're at the council meeting.
What else you're talking about?
No, Michael Matt.
Get started.
Say he wasn't gonna be able to.
No,
come
he's
forward.
coming, he's
Yeah.
just.
Let's get it rolling. All right, we'll call the meeting to order at this point. We'll begin, standing up for a opening prayer.
Father God, we are so grateful to be here. We give you praises this evening for all the mighty things that you do, Lord. We come with a spirit of gratitude for such a great community and the way it works together, the things that are going on, Lord. We pray your blessings upon the people here that help to lead our community. We pray for wisdom and unity and cooperation. And we're just that you speak to us, walk with us, and Lord, spend time with us as you've created us to be your companions in this life. And Lord, we give you praise in the mighty name of Jesus. And all God's people say amen.
Amen.
If you'll join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, guys.
Wait on the bottom. Sorry. Yeah, that's it.
I'm still getting there.
All right, moving on, we'll have the roll call.
Jim McLean,
Present.
Mike Amy.
Here.
Debbie McGinley here. Birthday, Debbie McGinley. Gary Cole. And Jim King.
And hopefully you've all had a chance to review the minutes from last month.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the minutes from last month. All opposed? Passed. And you also have in front of you,
Make a motion, we accept the claims.
have a motion and a second to accept the claims from the previous month. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's passed. And then you also have the financials, the current financials in front of you if you want
I'll make a motion, we accept the financial.
Okay, that's fine.
motion and second we have for the finance to approve the financials. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And that is passed. Thank you. There's no public hearing this month. So we'll move on with guests. Tanya Elbert.
Hi.
You're up
Thank you
first.
first. Thank you for having me.
I am here just for Duck in the Trunk, which is the only event that blocks Foot Street on both south and north side of Foot Street. I understand that it is going to be the same this year as it was last year. I know it's not gonna be the same as it was the last 4 or 5 years because of the market. So we just want to verify that the market is still gonna go to the back of Foot Street.
Yes.
And the vendors are still gonna be placed accordingly.
Well, you know, as we kind of went through this last year too, it's really something that needs to be worked out between yourself and the Western Wayne Alliance, because we've given approval to Western Wayne Alliance basically to have, you know, have that closed off. So it's kind of it's up to them, you know, that you need to work with them. In my opinion, I don't know, maybe somebody else has a different idea.
I mean, we've done it this will be our 6th year and it's never been a problem before. And we compromised on it last year and I got rid of some vendors that were in the back and allowed them to have the space in the back of Foot Street instead of the front. Just asking that the same thing be done this year so we can keep it going forward. I have vendors that have been with me for 6 years that have those spaces up front.
I have no issue with it.
So I agree with Jim. I think it's a Western Wayne Alliance program. I think the Western Wayne Alliance group should meet with you and talk to you about it and see what the priorities are for the Western Wayne Alliance and the Main Street group and chamber together next.
Okay.
I mean, for us, it doesn't matter because you've given approval of the Western Wayne Alliance, right? So it's really something you need to work out with them, in my opinion, not us.
Yeah,
right?
because this piece will belong to them during that time, because we've already approved that.
You
Yeah.
guys approved the block, yes.
Well, it's a long term, you know.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah,
yeah, they'll have,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
So that, I guess,
it's like they have the floor.
Yeah.
So to speak.
So are we saying that the 6 years this is gonna be the 6 years that Western Wayne Alliance supersedes the 5 years that I've already always had it approved here with this panel?
Well, I mean, we approved it the previous years before. We only had last year when we had the market, right?
Right.
Those previous years, we only had the one. So and even in those years, we gave approval to Main Street to have the events, right? And because they hold the insurance and whatever. So, and they came in, I think, and asked for the approval. So just like they did last year, you guys worked it out who could go where.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, to me, we're in the same situation. It's not that it doesn't matter. I think it just needs to be worked out outside the council at this point, because we've given Western Wayne Alliance the approval.
And push ever came to shove, I mean, arguably, you could go back to Western Wayne. I mean, there's nothing that says one has exclusive rights. If you chose to do that, you could say one direction off of Main is usable by this organization, other direction is usable by another organization. If you chose to do that, I'm not saying that's what you have done or should do. But I mean, that is allowable for you. It's just not what you so far have done. And I think you've given like it used to the Alliance right now.
yeah, I mean, both programs are part of the Western Wayne
Yeah.
Alliance. And the use of public property and the use of downtown insurance.
Yeah, as far as otherwise, you're getting into micromanaging town that organizations.
Yeah, we've been, you know, it's a good thing to have these events. So we totally support from the council standpoint. I only can speak for the council, even though I am part of the Western Wayne Alliance.
and this year you guys.
And these are good things.
Bigger. You've gotten bigger. I saw that on Facebook.
I mean, is it still considered a Western Wayne Alliance
Event?
event?
Yeah. I don't know.
I've never known it to be a Western Wayne Alliance event. I know that before, when we had a different panel running Main Street, that, I'm not gonna necessarily speak for Norma and Building 125, that we would help we would pay for our own billboards. But once you all were deciding to pay for billboards, then I think that some money was going to help pay for billboards. So I've never known it to be Western Wayne Alliance antique show, spring and fall, or Junk in the Trunk, or the artisan show.
Well, at this point, though, those are all being approved because Western Wayne Alliance carries the liability insurance.
Right.
So, I mean, and that's, I guess that's been my understanding all along, that they put in for those requests. Because they were basically sponsoring all those events. You carry the liability insurance. You know, if you go back to Western Alliance and you say it's not gonna be that anymore, I guess they can drop out of it.
Mhm.
And then, but somebody else is gonna have to come up with the liability insurance to handle that.
But then it's only one program that Western Wayne Alliance is managing. As they've already got the date. Sure, right?
You asked for the the closest streets, right?
Because it's part of the
You
second,
can-
so in the scheme of everything, this is part of the second Saturdays that we give to campers. So it's the nonprofit organization that sponsors the second Saturdays, that sponsors the umbrella insurance for all these events. Even something that's happening in the park for the jar show, we're still the umbrella policy with it. Although the park required them to have a second insurance, the same way we require our vendors have a second insurance for anything that's food oriented.
But the Western Wayne Alliance, as far as I know, and you're the chair of the organization, has no problem with this event or having it.
No, the only thing is, as we do it, is just transparency of who's running the event. That's really the biggest part, the transparency of it and that they're aligned in what the meaning of the event is.
And shared purposes.
Correct.
I mean, in the beginning, it wasn't them that owned the insurance, it was the city. At that time, the city dumped the insurance on it.
I don't think.
And I went to Sarah Pennington and got Sarah Pennington and Sarah Brad Bowman to get insurance for you. And they went through Main Street when Jen was the president at that time.
I wasn't on council 6 years ago, so.
The city might have been additional insured, but I don't think we ever won some.
I'd be surprised if we carry this for events.
And that includes, that's all part of it.
Chamber of Always carries.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome to stay around. You're welcome to leave. Moving on, Troy Lewis from Wayne Alliance, permission to set up a beer tent and for summer concert series.
Yep, so similar to what was brought up in May regarding pilgrimage, we would like to seek the same opportunity to do beer through Chicago Pizza, who will carry the beer license for that event, as well as the insurance for it. So basically, I looked at the same request that was submitted on behalf of Pilgrimage. We would like to mirror that request, except change the wording from Pilgrimage to Chicago and change the wording from wine to beer. It would still be in the same general area that we were talking about restricting for the beer or for the wine. It's not anything different than that, it's mirroring. Obviously, we can't have two in the same exact spot, but we want to keep them along what we believe is the east side, which is what Pilgrimage set up during the initial concert that we had for the kickoff. And we would like to do it the same event date. So those dates were corresponding with our second Saturday concerts, as well as the 4th of July concert and the Canal Days.
Any questions? Richard, do we know, they came up with Pilgrimage about possibly having to have a roped off spot for consumption. Do we know what the ruling is on that?
He didn't get back to me yet on that. Must have forgot, I would assume, but I'll try to call him again and find out.
So we
We
could,
would make it contingent on the same things that we're requiring Pilgrimage to have.
So you talk about,
Same condition.
How
Same
many-
conditions, correct. I mean, it's beer, it's not hard alcohol. It's
Same hours.
Same hours, same everything.
I think the only thing council chose not to do is put a limit on sales. We talked about that possibility in the future.
how many
The
events?
liquor, I mean, just typically, that's the same way at a bar. It's up to the server to determine somebody's cohesiveness or alcohol.
But they can also.
You can, correct, yeah. I mean, a lot of times we're at the cost of it, just like going to a ballpark. I mean, I don't know proportionally what a beer is gonna cost or what a glass of wine is gonna cost on an event like this, but it's not as cheap as going to a liquor store yourself because you're paying at an on-premise fee, basically.
so I do think we want special attention paid to that, obviously, on watching, consumption, make sure nobody gets carried away.
And that'd be the same thing I'd say alongside of that is there's beer consumption that's happening now. If anything, it allows you, I think, the opportunity to crack down on a little bit more because if somebody brought out, it's just like walking into a bar with alcohol that you didn't purchase from that venue, it becomes even more liability, even more risk for the people that hold those liquor licenses. So that becomes a little bit more on the security that we would have in place for that day as well, so.
Jeff, is there anything from Homeland Security or anything?
We don't have to
you're
do a
concerned?
building there.
But from an event standpoint.
No, that's,
Just
So
that's,
go ahead. How many events then total? Because the way I just heard it, you talked about 3 events. So
So,
the website lists 5.
pull back up.
I've only been contacted about
There should be
2.
four. There should be one.
Go back.
Minus the.
So what was initially approved, or that was asked to be approved in May, was the Christ Pavilion kickoff, which we've already had. It would be this coming Saturday's concert. I don't see on here the July 4th, but I requested it just because I wasn't sure where that stood for that. And then it would be August 8th and September 12th would be the dates that were potentially, so before remaining events.
and West Wayne Alliance would be responsible for security.
Yeah, and that's what it said here. It said, so I look back on it, they would provide a seating area or something where their tent or mobile unit was. Wine sales were going to take place from 5:30 to 9, which is when the event ran. The captain inside a confined area. I think I went back to what that rope section that we were talking about. It would be, this said Pilgrimage carries the liquor license and insurance. It'd be Chicago Pizza carries the insurance and permit. Contingent on signed local alcohol sales permit being secured for each individual event. And then the last one would be security would be hired by the Western Wayne Alliance. Those were the conditions that they proposed for the May for pilgrimage.
Richard, you would like to security.
Yes.
Right.
But once again, what are the dates? What are the dates for all the events?
Okay, it'd be Saturday, June 13th.
Right?
I'm requesting, because I don't know tonight whether or not they're having it for the fireworks or not, but it would be Saturday, July 4th. It would be Saturday, August 8th, and it would be Saturday, September 12th.
So there isn't anything on June 26th.
No, that's not.
That's what I went out.
That's Symphony.
That's the
or
Symphony.
Symphony.
That's not a Western Wayne Alliance.
Right.
Did we check with Sarah on liability insurance coverage for a wine event and then now a beer event? Is there anything in our liability policy that says we can or cannot have those events?
I don't believe so, because you just want to spearhead.
I just want to make sure that we,
I mean, again, I can double check with it, but we would have to hold the insurance to be able to do that. So
and we hope, but we do have.
I believe we do.
Our liability, does that cover the music venue? West Wayne Alliance, liability policy.
It's anywhere where we've had
That,
event.
right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't just downtown as well.
But I can get confirmation from our insurance agent for those
I think we can approve that.
contingent. Yeah. Same way us securing the permits. Yeah, we can't secure permits until we get approval from local.
The other
For the
question,
aforementioned the dates to include 4th of July.
If it's going to be scheduled as a. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you don't do it, you
Yeah.
don't. Right. What's that motion?
Oh. Yeah, I wonder.
What was the motion in May? Basically, not the same thing we motioned in May, except change the dates and who's doing it.
What do you think, Richard?
So we're not doing one on July 4th.
We're going to request it for July 4th and then get confirmation that.
it may,
Well, I thought you were requesting now.
We're requesting now to do it.
So the council's gonna approve all 4 days.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve all 4 dates for having is it specific to the vendor?
It would be because it's specific to pilgrimage.
If the permit allowing that
Yeah.
organization to have them during that time on the town.
So
On that
for all 4 dates to be approved.
5:30 to 9.
Chicago's Pizza to sponsor a beer tent Following all of these stated during this discussions.
Second.
Okay, have a motion and a second.
I'll work with Sharon on that.
I go over to you, Bob, make sure you have it.
I've got the dates.
I got the dates. I got the dates.
To allow Western Wayne Alliance to have a beer tent set up at the 4 events mentioned. That's June 13th, July 4th, August 8th, September 12th. With all the noted requirements. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Thank you. Moving on, Melissa Vance and Chantel Baker from the Chamber of Commerce.
So I had asked, a couple months ago if we could have a standing time, a couple times a year, just to give some updates on things that we're doing and working on that were relevant to the entire county. And one of the things that we've really been focused on over the last year and a half has been working with the schools for work-based learning opportunities based on the new diploma requirements for high school students, that they have hours in an employer setting. So Chantel Baker was hired for our Director of Employer Engagement, and she is paid for collectively by all of the public school systems in the county to help be that facilitator with employers, to help stand things up and do things well and meet all of the criteria while we have people in the schools working directly with the students. So today I wanted to introduce her and let her just tell a little bit about what she's been doing, and we'll be respectful of your time. And if we go too long, Jim, you just give us a nod and say, wrap it up.
I'll get my gavel ready.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I'm Chantel Baker, like she mentioned, with the Wayne County Chamber. So the new initiative is going really well. All 6 schools are involved. Each school has one school coordinator that I work with directly a lot. I'm working with employers. I'm meeting all the time with employers. We're setting them up. We have created a portal where all the employers list what opportunities they have for students. And then on the other side of it, the students completed an application where they apply for that position now. We're trying to align students with work-based pathways, not just to find them a place to go. We want them to go somewhere they're interested in. We want to show them what's offered in Wayne County, and then we want to know how to retain them in Wayne County. So there's a lot of good benefits with this program and this project we're doing. My thing to you guys is, I'm looking at this officer right here. How do we get a student intern with him and get work-based learning hours out of that? We have students that are interested in law enforcement. Here's a great opportunity. Same with inside the school with the SRO. So, we have opportunities all around us. So that was why I wanted to come here and talk to all of you, because again, either you're employers or you're employed somewhere. What does that look like in your business? Is there an opportunity? If you're not sure, I would love to share with you how those opportunities look. We are very creative. They can be on site. If you don't have a brick and mortar building, we can do a remote position for those students. If you have a group project, we have students that can do this collectively. So we have a lot of different directions for these students because we have to be creative. If you think of the 701 incoming seniors for next year, that's going to continue each year where these students are going to have a place to get these hours in. The other thing I'd like to point out is this is given to us by the Indiana State DOE. So they're saying the schools have to do this. Employers don't. But we're trying to show you guys what the ROI is, how to invest our kids into our community, how to grow our community, how to keep them here. They don't know what they don't know. So now it's our turn to start showing them what we have in Wayne County. So a lot of great opportunities. Again, and I maybe I've talked to a few. I know your law firm is taking 1 or 2 this year. All the schools are creating positions within their own facilities because we still have kids that don't drive. So again, another creative opportunity. So anything you could think of, I'm pretty sure we can make it a work pathway. and we'll get a student into your business. So if you have any questions, I would love to sit down and talk more about it. Again, I'm not going to waste all the time. But does anyone have any questions? I would say we opened our portal in March with 20-some employers, and we are over 50-some employers now. Beginning of the school year, we already have 49 students placed. So their first day of school, and that's all Wayne County schools, we already know over 49 kids will go the first day of school when they come back. So my goal this summer is to keep on growing those employers, because we still have kids looking. There are kids looking for opportunities that I don't know where to place them. I'm working on that. And of course, we have some that want to be marine biologists. That is a work in progress. We have some that wants to be pilots. I'm working with the Richmond Municipal Airport because there's an opportunity. So, I mean, we are looking for all those opportunities and trying to find those kids the places they want to be. We want to see them thrive as well.
As a town in Western Wayne County, how many Western Wayne students do you think the school system students here are involved?
Right now, we're only doing the incoming seniors because the way it's set up is 2029 is when it takes place by the states. So any of the students that are going to be currently sophomores, they will have to have these hours to graduate with the diploma seal. So it's a work in progress. We're starting with the seniors this year, and then we'll continue to grow each year going down to the juniors and to the sophomores. So eventually after 2029, we will be sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Because if it is an education pathway, they have to have 75 work-based learning hours. If it's an employment pathway, they have to have 650.
My
So-
question was how many from Western Wayne are participating?
Right now, there's about 45 seniors.
From this school system?
Oh, you mean business
Just West,
employers?
no.
Students.
Students.
From our school system here in town.
There's 45 in our portal. Not all of them have found a location to
But
go
those are
yet.
from the county.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
No, 45 Western Wayne.
45 Western Wayne.
Oh, 45 only?
Yes.
So it's basically the class.
Yes.
So the whole class has to move forward.
Yes, yeah. So each class. we will
Thank you. Now
continue-
your
I'm
explanation
sorry.
makes a lot of sense.
So each class.
That was a little-
So like right now, there's 701 incoming seniors throughout all of Wayne County
That's
that are
awesome.
in the portal that are looking, not all of them are looking for positions. Some of them already want those diploma seals because the state has said they'll honor them if they have all the other requirements and we can get them their work-based learning hours. They'll go ahead and give them the diploma seal when they graduate. But 2029, they have to have those.
How many hours do they have to have?
If it is the employment pathway, it's 650 hours. If it's education pathway, it's 75. And if they're going to the military with enlistment, it's 100. So you think about 650 work-based learning hours, that's going to probably have to start sophomore, definitely junior and senior year. They can do them over the summer. They can do them after school hours. So again, getting creative, how we get the 650 hours for those students.
They're generally all unpaid hours.
75% of them right now in our portal are unpaid.
It's an option for the employer to choose whether they want to pay or unpay. Obviously, you're going to have a bigger pool of students that are applying. If it's a paid position, it'll be a little more competitive if you want to grow your pot. But most people are not paying. If you want to pay, there's some funding from the state that will help offset half of the wage for a student, depending on certain criteria. So there's some options for some support with that as well. More than anything, over the years, we have heard, I think in the time that I've been with the chamber, we have heard soft skills, soft skills, soft skills. We can have students that graduate and know how to do math or know how to change a tire, but if they can't talk to people and they don't know to show up to work on time and they, all of these things that can't be measured, if we can't work on those things, they're not employable. This is a really good opportunity for us to teach them how to change a tire, teach them how to do math, but also how do you interact? What's professional in various settings? What does professional look like in a police department versus in an office versus in a city building or things like that. So it's a good opportunity for us to retain students. And if we want to grow the population here in Cambridge City, we've got to keep the graduates here. So that's our goal.
Beyond had a question.
Is it available for them to change roles or change employers if they feel like they're going a different direction? I mean, we have the option to change Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if they start with one employer and
Or
then.
one topic and they want to go to another.
Yeah, one.
Yeah, I mean, they come, yeah, if they come in and they think this is not really what I wanted to do,
Okay,
yes, they can switch. If they come in and it's not a fit for you, you don't have to keep them.
okay.
But their hours wouldn't have to repeat, those would just be.
There's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, and they can get their hours over multiple employers. It does not have to be all the same one.
That's perfect.
Would cleaning the river be marine biology?
Just ask. I was thinking water treatment. plant.
Yeah, water treatment plant, whatever. No, this is a great program. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good work, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to unfinished business. We'll start with progress report on blighted properties.
It's you.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay, we're ready.
We'll start with the 314 Main Street, the blue house up here. Frank is still trying to find someone to tear that down. He hasn't found anyone yet because it's close to the other house next to it. It's pretty close, so got an email from him. He's still trying to find somebody. I've sent him all the names from this area that tear down houses. And they're pretty high from what I've seen when he sent me a couple more names, and he's gonna get back with on that, getting that torn down.
He's still keeping the property mowed and stuff right now.
It is mowed right now,
Okay.
but that's a whole nother
If
story.
it's in that bad a shape, does it, we need something set up to?
Probably gonna have to.
Caution tape or something?
I've not been in it because it's on that property, so I'm just going off what he's telling me.
Okay.
Looks like, over on Jones Street, the yellow house, talked with their contractor, the guy cleaning it out. That house is in very, very poor shape. That one may be getting torn down too, and they will rebuild to that. More to follow on that. Parkway, 307 Parkway. That's the one house leaning on the other over there. They selling it supposedly. Was supposed to hear back from the owner, on the 15th. I have not heard back. He's not responding. Has not responded to me yet. As far as that's gonna be another issue, just like up there for the blue house, because these houses are so close. 140 East Church Street. The house has been sold again. The numbers that I had to contact their maintenance crew is no good. So we mowed it 2 weeks ago. Called over to the recorder's office. It is still in the original people's name. When I called Austin, Texas, it is no longer theirs. They do not know who owns it. Therefore, I can send an invoice for the work that was done. And that's going to be the case in several of these properties here. There are several that are foreclosed. And where am I sending the bill for us to do it?
Does he have to send an invoice before he puts a lien on? Couldn't he just go and put a lien on?
No, you gotta invoice them first. They have to have an opportunity to voluntarily pay before you come.
So that 30 days in our policy is what we have to follow on.
Yeah.
And then I can have the lien paperwork done up and take it over.
Yeah. Now, is this for unsafe buildings?
No.
Or this is for,
These are the properties that are not being taken care of by the residents that are there. Well, most of them.
Mowing grass.
Mowing grass,
mowing grass? Okay, the mowing grass, is that
the ducks, the chickens, all of that.
on that, you can go ahead and certify to the treasurer for any costs that you have.
Oh, okay.
But not unsafe.
But not on the unsafe buildings, correct? Okay.
But would 140 East Church be a candidate for the land bank? For them to, that's one of the goals of the land bank, is to potentially take over a property that becomes available that is problematic.
We can talk to them.
I know they're focused on.
It might be. They start with, properties. My understanding is they'll start with properties that don't get sold in, Act 6.
Okay.
That would ordinarily go back to the county. So, But that doesn't mean they have to stick to just that. So we have something like this, it can always be brought up to them, I think.
Same thing with 219 Church Street. That house is in foreclosure. So now contacted the real estate company. The sign is that is in the front yard. They're telling me that they can't do it. I contacted the owners. They're trying to see if they can get on the property to maintain it. This grass over there is 2 foot,
Which one is that, Joe?
219 West Church.
Jim,
It's right on the alley.
let me correct, on the weed lien, town code and state law, that you first give them the notice to cut their own lawn. If they fail to do that, you can exercise self-help and mow it on your own. At that point, you bill the property owner, who has 10 additional days to pay that bill that you did the work on. If the owner fails to pay during that 10 days, then you may certify with the county for payment on the owner's real estate property taxes.
That's even better.
Yeah, it is. So that's the mowing, trimming.
Yeah.
There are trees back there hanging over in the alley.
Yep.
And all of that scrub brush and all that.
So you have to give them a 10-day notice.
10 days.
That
Okay.
needs to be turned in person at the courthouse, presented.
On the
to them.
lien, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lien
Okay.
form.
If
I don't know
you
if
need
you
me to run
can,
over there,
Okay.
I'll take care of that, because I know you're busy. Change that phone.
Yes.
Let me know and I'll drive it.
Okay.
yeah, either way, what you might do is, let a couple or 3 pile it, and then we can just certify all at one time on.
Yes,
on the taxes.
yes, I'll be able to do, well, if the rain stays out, I'll be able to
We
do
have a
that this
form.
week and get this done. Yes. I've got several that I've got letters to, they're $500. They're not going to pay. So, and that's another question I have with these people that have ducks and chickens here in town. What is that process? Where do those chickens go? How do we, if they're not paying their?
Well, no, that's a violation of a whole different ordinance, and that's
Okay.
just a fine that you impose on them. If they don't pay the fine, then you have to go to small claims court and get a judgment against them.
Okay.
So but that's up to how much now?
The one is up to 500. Will be for tomorrow when I send it. So,
Because I think they didn't make a progressive fine for each
Yes.
subsequent violation.
If you go to court for those, Bob, and, can the court order them to get rid of the chickens or ducks, whatever they have, because otherwise,
Yeah, you can actually get an injunction forcing that
I
action.
think that's what we
On
we get to
top
that
of-
point,
on top
that's
of
what we're gonna
collecting
have
the
to do.
fine, on top of collecting the fine.
okay.
We probably need to figure out at what point do we take them to small claims court?
Yes.
Is it $500 or?
Well, on our paperwork, it says fines up to $2,500. So I don't know if we want to go that high for some, or where that should be.
I thought, didn't we clarify that later on, so you did have that whole flexibility that as far as first violation, this, second violation, that, I don't know if it was on that particular ordinance, but on some of them.
On the,
is the fine schedule at 1099 or whatever it is. On that one. 10.9, I think it is.
maybe,
I don't think we did clarify that.
We have, that's still that 0 to 2,500.
I think so.
but I can do that. There was a lot of these street trees that they've not been maintained, and we're gonna have to go in and cut them back, at least safety wise for school buses, just like on Walnut, the way it was covered over. The alleys are the same way. There's several alleys that people are not maintaining their trees on their property. They've grown over the alleys and they're very, very low. So that is gonna have to be addressed also. Where that fine is going to, for us to do that. I mean, for us to go and do this, we're looking at $300 fine. For us to go through and get these properties under control, but then my opinion, that's gonna lead to nobody. I feel like I'm doing everybody's yard in town, is what it feels like.
So you would do an itemized bill for the cost of doing the mowing or the trimming.
Yes, we have, that is itemized out
And
already.
then on top of that, there would be a fine imposed on top of.
That's what
And that would all then go to small claims. Correct?
No, on the,
On the weed and
on
that,
the weed thing, you can collect through taxes.
yeah, taxes, so.
But I think what I'll have to check, it's generally just your cost is what you're doing for these taxes. I don't think that fine is separate from that. So I'll have to check and see if you can include the fine with the property tax statement. It's mainly just for your cost of you doing the self-help.
I thought there was a fine involved.
Yeah, you can, but I just don't know whether that can be included in what you certify.
Under the same.
And then, moving on, Mr. or 403 South Walnut, I did talk to him. He is getting material for that garage and the house to replace those two buildings on that property.
How many days is left on it?
He is at about 30 days, up to 60 days that we agreed to show progress.
How about the cars that are not licensed or registered?
We'll take care of that. They've already been tagged. It just didn't, we tried to work with him a little bit. He's not cooperating, so we'll take care of that.
I will say I have seen somewhere in town, the orange tag on.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of us noticing that today that were tagged, that were there Friday and they're not working. So.
Thanks, Dylan. Dylan's taken a lot of them. Some of them moved away already too. So thank you.
And then the one other, unsafe house is over at 125 South Third. I did send a letter, to the owner. It came back, it was returned. And the same thing with the last letter that I sent to the Parkway, house. It was returned. They did not take it. That's after the addresses, they were reinstated for their LLC license, sent that to their.
The letters were saying their home was unsafe. And they
Yes,
did it.
and I got them both of those back. So proceed on that.
Well, we've had that situation in the past. We can go ahead and schedule a
Yeah,
hearing, right?
yes.
I'll do that. And you guys see all these here. I mean, a lot of it is, grass, weeds. Same as it's been. And it's fun. Difficult. So, culprits. Yes. So hopefully we'll get some more answers on these, demo houses if they get somebody in to get them done, and then what they want to do, how they want to proceed, and how we can proceed with these.
How much notice do we have to give for the hearing from unsafe?
Or for the unsafe building.
Yeah.
The only repairs must at least be served in 30 days. 30 days. I think is what is generally fairest time as far as. And of course, if a complete removal, you have to set the hearing. Otherwise, they have the option to require you to have a hearing if it's something less than complete removal.
I would suggest seeing if we have time before our next council meeting to have that hearing then. Yeah, if we can, let's get that notice out.
John,
Everybody agree?
yes, yeah. On the blue house, is he giving any indication? You say he says the costs are too high to tear this house down. He's looking for, he says, how long are we gonna let him go on with this? Because I mean, he bought the house and it's his responsibility to do something with it. We can't just go on forever.
Well, no, it's been forever.
It has been, and it's unsafe, and we need to give him a deadline, or we need to declare it unsafe and proceed without it. I'm tired of the excuses.
Oh, yeah, me too. I get them.
No, you don't.
So. I emailed him back. I've got his cell number. I've been emailing with him.
Is our next step with him then fine?
Yes. That would
So
be
we
good.
are only, how far are we out from sending him the active one?
I can contact him and say, look, you've got X days.
Yeah,
We need
because
to-
I mean, it's been a long time since an official notification.
Oh, yes. That's last
So,
year.
yeah, we need.
That was
I
last
think
July.
we'll give him a date.
Yeah, just set up
Hey.
an end date and then we send the fine out. It just one down.
I would point out once on the incident, on the weed ordinance, if you're having to do the work and then you're billing them for that, when you deliver them a statement of what your costs were, it has to be sent by certified or registered mail or delivered by the town's law enforcement department.
I've been sending everything certified.
Okay.
And Chief, you don't have to go to Texas to serve it.
We'd like to.
Some of these are owned by people way out.
Got any in Hawaii?
Florida. Yes, Florida, yes. We do have,
I know we have one that's in Florida.
yes, we do.
I'll check on that.
Is that it, Joe?
Yes.
Thanks for the good work there. I know it's not fun work, or good, easy work, and it's not. Yeah, appreciate the hard work. Thank you. All right, moving on. Updates on the feral cat project.
Mike, you wanna do this? You wanna do it?
Oh, my name's in there, so you better go ahead. And, I mean, I don't know the exact numbers we're up to. But
Well,
we're up
I
to-
checked, we're about at 54 right now. There's, mama cat and there's 7 babies that were born, on Mulberry Street, and they're awaiting them to be fixed. And, we're doing some individual things now, people who call in and have, cases we're handling. I talked to the ladies at Animal Care Alliance today, and we're planning to do another community TNR event, probably another month. Thinking about the last part of June, perhaps, to do that. So we'll be out with that information. So right now, we're kind of doing individual cases as we catch cats and people have reported. And so, like I say, Mike is using his woodworking skills and making collection boxes that we're gonna, I think there's 3 of them that we're gonna put around the community.
I have 3 of them.
3 of them ready to go.
Yeah,
So we've
I
kind of
just need to
got,
figure out what kind of a sign to put on.
Yeah.
I don't know what we
We've
name
kind of-
that.
yeah. So anyway, they're gonna go out to community business. I'm sure it'll be good. So anyway, that's where we are right now. We still got a little bit of money. So any donations would be appreciated, and we're hopefully gonna make this an ongoing project. So I'm moving along, while doing it.
We're still talking to them about those sound.
Yes,
emitting
yes,
machines
I
to
have,
keep cats away
I've
from
given
those
the
in area.
information to the neighbors, and
Okay.
so I haven't heard back from them. They have the information.
I represent Animal Care Alliance, and their board wanted to forward their compliments to the town and this program. What a good job you're doing.
They've done an amazing job to help us out, particularly the local ladies who go out and actually catch cats. I have a hard time doing that. They do it and go trap them and bring them back.
Cat whisperers.
Yeah, and they treat the animals that need medical care too. I appreciate that.
Gary, would you like to put forward a motion to accept these 3?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we accept a donation from Mike and Teresa Amy for $100, the Wayne Bank and Trust for $100, and Alicia Cross for $50 to the Cat Feral Fund.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to accept those 3 donations as stated. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. That's a good program, good work. Update on surveying the new cemetery plots.
I have not heard back from Beals on the 4 corners yet. I would have called them, but that's a little busy.
They're still in business.
Yeah, they still are, yeah.
Okay.
but
All right,
I
so
have not heard back.
that'll stay on unfinished business.
Yeah.
Well, next up is land bank board nomination. We did discuss this last month. We didn't have a name. I do think we came up with a name. I'll make that nomination.
Sure, I'll make a nomination that Brent Brinkley be named to the Land Bank Board of Directors.
Brinkley, is there a second?
Gary.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to assign Brent Brinkley as our representative on the land bank, Wayne County Land Bank Board.
Do you know if that's a year term, 3-year term? What is that term?
Actually, it starts out as a year term and then, they're gonna offset them after.
Okay.
But this nomination is a 1-year term.
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's passed. Thank you. I had Sherry put an update on the water rate study because I want to leave that on here. I did have a recent discussion, well, it was on another call regarding something else, but Baker Tilly was on there and I did ask that. And at that point, they said they were maybe 2 to 3 weeks away to having the updated rate study at that point.
What was the date that we requested that? Because I know we requested that it be expedited.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's
I don't
being
remember.
expedited.
I don't.
It's in March, wasn't it?
I believe it was a March meeting, but I don't think it was a regular meeting.
We had an executive thing. It was an executive thing, wasn't it? When you
And
came
then we
in.
had to approve
The-
funding going forward with that at a rate, well, maybe not a regular meeting, but at a public.
Yeah, it was state sensitive, right? Because the end of the year.
Right.
You know.
And they got updated information from you too.
Oh, yeah, they haven't. They only haven't came back with anything else that they needed.
Anyway, that is currently in process. That was the latest information I have. Onward to new business. Start with the donations for the fire department car show.
We accept the donations as written, $1,000 from Sugar Creek, $200 from Millwood Specialties to the fire department car show.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to accept $1,000 donation from Sugar Creek and $200 from Millwood Specialties for the fire department car show. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. We have a donation to the fire department in memory of Gene Gum.
From Jim and Brenda McLean.
I'll make a motion, we accept the $50 donation from Jim and Brenda McLean.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the $50 donation from Jim and Brenda McLean, whoever that is, in memory of Gene Gum. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's passed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, Sugar Creek is asking for a credit on their water bill based on loss of production on January 20th this year. When they had some dirty water go into the plant, they had to shut down some production. I think we've all aware of that and had some discussion.
Mine was March.
To be frank, I'm surprised they didn't ask for more. So my recommendation would be to offer them that credit on their next water bill. The amount that's requested.
We need a motion for that.
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we offer Sugar Creek the credit for $8,456.33 to credit them for loss of production for some dirty water delivered from our water production.
Have a motion at second to issue the credit of $8,456.33 to Sugar Creek for their loss of production in January. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next up is Patriot Engineering Proposal Agreement for an environmental study. So this environmental study is needed in order to get the zero interest loan that we're trying to get through USDA. So they're requiring this new environmental study. Valerie was able to go out and help us and get this quote from Patriot for $1,500 to do that work. And unfortunately, what's in front of you doesn't say that.
I was gonna say, the one you sent me doesn't.
It doesn't say
It was a
that.
blank one, but I
Yeah.
got one that said 1,500.
Yeah, it was-
Had all the things filled in.
Yeah. But it's the same one that I sent to you
Okay.
previously. It was $1,500. So we're looking for an approval to do that so we can get that work going. That has to be completed as soon as possible because we're trying to get that in by the end of the June to, our application in to get that 0% loan for.
That's the deadline, right?
Yeah.
And the money to come out of the water fund.
Yeah.
Motion to approve the $1,500 spent on Patriot Engineering environmental stuff.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve $1,500 to Patriot Engineering for the environmental study for the water tower. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye. Jim, wasn't there also a chance that they were gonna see if somebody could help pay for that too?
Yeah, but they did not agree to do
They
that.
didn't agree to do that.
Mm,
And I would suggest that I can either, the office tomorrow, and print off the one that actually had all the filled in for you to sign, right?
Yeah.
You're the special one. You got it all.
Well, I don't know, I got it from Jim.
I know. That's what I got from Jim.
We'll have to print it out so we'll have to sign on. So,
Okay, so we had 4.
Sherry says that's what she got.
That's right.
My outlook shows something different.
No, it does not. You son of it. Don't believe him, guys. Don't believe him. Pardon, Cameron.
Next up is, Canal Days, September 12th and 13th. As you're aware, we've, most people are aware, and I know the council's aware, that the state had some, concerns about, the approval to close 40. They did come back with some, options that would allow it to happen, but they're almost impossible to follow. We did have a meeting with some folks from, it used to be the chamber and now it's part of Western Wayne Alliance, Friday. Debbie and myself were there and we talked through some of this and what we've come up with right now is that just, there's no way to safely have Canal Days on US 40 and comply with the state's requirements to do so. So they agreed to that as well. Right now, we're looking at probably having it in the park somewhere. There's more to be had on that, but they're going to look at the best place that might be. But it's at this point, it's not going to be on US 40, unfortunately. And obviously we'll have to review it again next year, depending upon. And if you're wondering what's bringing that up, it's all the wide loads coming through and that's mostly it. And the possibility for additional traffic if the highway gets closed down. But I did say I would bring it up in this meeting because it needs to be, people need to know right away what's going on. And they did, there's also the parade was discussed and their first reaction was probably just going to cancel it for this year. So, are there any questions or any comments regarding that?
No, just a blow, but
It is a blow.
for the community.
Hopefully, we can come up with things to make it, great there. I know they're hoping they can accommodate all the vendors and everything in the park.
Well, we still will have a concert in the venue. We'll have, I'm sure, some parties around town, some reunions, right?
Yeah.
Still are going to occur, although they always occur, right?
I think we just gotta really be positive and try to get, the people that come to go still down to visit their favorite places. And I think that would be good.
What is the power situation in the park versus Main Street for all the vendors that are going to
Well,
require
we
power?
know up on that pole, there's power around with all the
Right.
lights and then
I
Jeff.
didn't know if they were dropped.
We've got
Well,
three,
there-
we got three, pedestals we set up,
They can set up.
and every light's got an outlet on.
Okay.
So it's quite a bit of power, and we can run, send that bitch hose over there from high fire hydrant
For the
and tap off it
the
for
ones
water.
who need water.
So we can make it work.
Yeah.
And if they chose to do it around, I'm sorry,
No, go ahead.
if they chose to do it around the bottom part of the park, what?
It's more restricted down there. I mean, I think it's more open, but behind the fire station, there's more open area. It's easier to get everything in one place.
So they'll probably be in contact with Joe, you and Jeff regarding, you know, the best possibilities there, so.
We'll work it out.
You just like the fair.
Okay. Last up is a letter of direction to Kansas City, DC.
I emailed Paul to you, but I think one is different.
Pass it on.
Yes.
Do we have to do anything with this, Bob, or is it?
Just
something we can
approve.
Take it
I
under?
approve Jim signing it.
We'll have to read.
I feel like it follows the you're given to make sure that the league and the commissioner know to follow their own bylaws and rules for the benefit of all the people involved, so that things like this don't happen again. But of course, still thanking them for their time that they serve on this league. So I don't think any more specifics were necessary, but this shows that you are doing what you can, properly oversighting. As we say, you do not wish to, nor are you allowed to micromanage the operation of that league, but you do have some responsibilities because of that annual agreement you enter in with them on their use of the park and your ability to retain the commissioner.
Yeah.
Exactly what.
It's what we met on
Yeah.
as a council.
I make a motion, we approve the letter. And Jimmy sign it.
So,
Have a motion and second to approve the letter to Cambridge City Youth League regarding our direction. All in favor?
aye.
Opposed?
No, well, we're gonna send a letter to.
A copy to anyone that I can to this day. If somebody asks, it is a public record, if somebody wants to see what this is.
They did get an email asking,
Okay, but if they ask for it, then send it.
you signed it?
Okay, staff reports. Joe, you got anything else?
Met with, on the email that I sent you guys, I met with Sugar Creek last week about their meter. I'm sorry, again, that is ordered to get that, registered housing chamber in. And then Ron and I just put it in, and set up that meter so we don't have to get a text from them to get the reading. We'll be able to remote
Yeah.
a radio lead from now on out, from here on out. That is a 3 to 4 week lead time. And then we'll have to do it on the weekend in there to replace that. And that's basically a brand new meter. Still waiting on Brent to get back with me. He's gonna talk to Ron Holbrook about them covering cost of that calibration test certification for that meter. He hasn't got back with me yet.
So just so everybody understands, basically that meter currently isn't calibrated correctly, so it's not.
It is, it just hasn't been calibrated for
Okay.
many years.
So we don't know if it's reading correctly or not.
Yes, now that could be beneficial for them. It could be with new technology, it's gonna be tighter.
Yeah.
So they could,
Because of the amount of water usage, that's why I told Joe to count it as a emergency, because it needed to get fixed.
I got ordered, Core Main, Sean from Core Main was here today and confirmed that, and since then, we'll contact Brent to get that installed.
Yeah. That was good action by you working with Jim and getting.
Yes, I had no idea that was going on.
No, I
There was a low battery light that came on on the meter. Now, that doesn't mean the meter's bad. It means the signal's not pushing out, but it's been like that. So it needs to get before that meter goes out. I mean, they are our biggest user. And
Yeah, we need to have a handle
yeah,
on what they're doing.
so,
You said you asked them to pay for half or you're,
no, Brent is getting with Ron to see if they
Okay.
covered that cost.
oh, wow.
Because that's, well, you guys saw it. It's a hefty price, but it's still half the price of a new meter. Especially when we can do it ourselves as much as possible.
Anything else? And calibration is going forward? Is there a process or is this just done online or wireless?
They went through a separate company, a third-party company. I've got in contact with, M.E. Simpson and for calibration to come in here.
I mean, so we won't let this happen again, is what.
Yes, we actually, the meters at the water plant are gonna have to be done too. And that's, they're out of Valparaiso. So for them to come up and run a test, then it's pretty hefty price.
Is that something that should be scheduled regularly? So
Yeah,
we program in the budget?
Yeah, it's
So,
gonna have to
yeah.
be scheduled.
And so we need to get that on a schedule so we can
From
get.
what I
that
understand,
budget.
talking to Ken, it's not been done in years. So I'd like to get in there. I mean, you're looking at $26.50 for them to come in and test that, calibrate, make sure we're good each. So nothing is cheap in this industry at all. So, and I'll keep working on all this other stuff. That's all I got.
Jeff?
I'd like, the board to approve having any cars left at the, fireworks around the bowl be towed away. Did last year. We have to have that room for the car show. And, also like more close Parkway Drive from the 4th through the 5th. Other than that, everything else seems okay.
What was our timeline on having this towed? That was in the bid. I know we did that.
If they were there, they did there Saturday morning or Sunday morning, they get towed away.
At whatever old cost.
Yeah, 7:30,
Stipulated in
yeah.
that.
So were any towed? Or were,
They
There's
got
one truck. I
one
remember.
truck stayed.
Yeah.
so we had like the DJ announcer or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
Posted on the
them, yes.
You put signage up to notify them.
Yeah.
You do put sign?
We got, he put some up, we'll put more up this year. Made signs just put around the cable,
Okay.
You need to let, before you tow somebody's car, they need to know that is a possibility.
and he does announce it all evening.
I think they also put it in the paper last year too, so.
So is this something you vote on or is it something we continue?
I think we did. I mean, do we?
Yeah, I would, since it's a special case, I would vote on that, so that it protects Jeff and Tyler.
Do we have language to put on?
Well,
I mean, as far as, are we gonna tell them at 7 in the morning if they're there, or are we gonna wait till 8?
Well, they're in
We
there
start
by
7:30.
7. Yeah.
We're putting cars in there at 7:30.
So they need to be out of there by
Yeah,
7.
we'd go there by 7:30 at the latest.
I'd say by first.
And like I said, everybody, one truck was always left. And like it was
You just pretend it's in the car show.
$115.
There'd just be a motion to authorize him to put signage up.
I got $15, they can leave it alone.
Signage up and take action to tow based on those circumstances.
I'll make that motion.
Signage.
I'll second the motion.
What was the language on it?
Detail.
I couldn't be.
Signage.
That you're authorizing to put signage up to indicate that towing would occur if they do not leave premises by 7 next morning.
We have a motion and a second, to create that, put that signage up. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And I think we also need a motion to close Parkway
Yes, you
Drive as well.
I'll make a motion to close Parkway Drive.
From Saturday morning through Sunday evening.
Second.
And a motion, is that Saturday the 4th?
4th, yes, because they're leaving traffic, go back and forth.
We have a motion and a second to close Parkway Drive, between the park and Green Street
Yeah, from our property line to Green Street.
from, Saturday to July 4th. That
July 4th and July 5th.
And July 5th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good. That it?
That's it.
Richard?
I got a couple things. So to go along with the canal, they thing talking about the oversized loads. I had a special projects engineer from MDOT come in and talk to me today, and just for your guys' information, they've issued 5,000 permits for oversized loads and super loads just for Wayne, or just for US 40 to the state as of right now. That's 5,000. They're not allowing any oversized loads or super loads on the interstate, period. It's not wide enough. They can't get them through there. So we got a lot more of this coming. It's basically the
Is
bottom
that
line.
per year or just for the show?
I think it's up to date. That's up to date.
Well, that's what they've already issued.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He also said that, us, Centerville, even the sheriff's department in Richmond are not used to dealing with this either. This is not a normal thing where we have all these loads coming through. Typically, they're on the interstate. So they're gonna set up some training with, Department of Revenue, NDOT, State Police, and the rest of us so we more understand what their permits allow them to do and not do, the escorts, all that stuff that goes along with it. Hopefully I'll hear from them in the next week or two and get that set up. So I think we're all frustrated by it. I get it. But we gotta know what we're doing too. So,
At least we're not Centerville.
yeah, it's much worse there, right?
So still-
Yeah. We got a donation that Seth's gonna talk about, and also, he wants to go to the K-9 conference again this year. I think I'll let him talk about that too, but I just want to remind you, you have some guests here that we skipped over too, so don't forget them. You had something to bring up.
Kind of sort of with the name of the thing, but I don't know if this is the place for it or not.
Just let him go then.
Just so years past, the K-9 conference I go to the last 2 years, this year it's August 24th through the 27th. All the funds I use is all from a grant I get for my ongoing training and education, for K-9, just approved to get my registration for price increases and my flights and stuff. It's this year, it's in Phoenix, Arizona.
So it's like continuing education.
It's the largest K-9 conference in the United States. I went to the last 2 years
Right.
in that, so I just go to it again. I learned a lot through it.
Contacts.
Yeah.
So it's at no cost to the town, then everything that's paid is through the grant.
Correct. I'll make a motion to approve the, conference.
Sorry.
Motion second, we approve Seth's attendance of the K-9 conference. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
There you go. Second, I just wanted to appreciation. We were awarded 5 AEDs for all the officers through Reed Community Engagement and their AED grant. Without that, right, we've been going without them for a little while. And these 5, I looked it up, these were going for about $2,100 a piece. So we got 5 of them, and with it, we also get an extended warranty. So,
Does the town need to accept those as a donation?
Yes.
yeah.
So.
Great. Great news.
I'll make a motion, we accept the 5 AEDs from Lee.
Second?
Have a motion second to accept gratefully the
Definitely.
AEDs from Reed. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's good news.
Yes.
And I didn't, it may not, but also 2 were donated to, the baseball league, for 1 for each of the concession stands. I didn't know,
Nice.
but yeah,
That's good.
so they're getting theirs on Wednesday, I believe. Sorry.
Good news.
That's all I had.
Bob, you have anything else?
I have nothing.
We have just a side point, we have thinking about one for downtown and somewhere. I mean, I don't know if any of the businesses have one. Something to think about as a chamber.
If somebody trained to use them, I mean, that would be the.
True.
smart thing, right?
After Reed, they provide training.
But I mean, if it's just in a general spot that has such point of contact, I don't know how you could.
They're just, so
True, you don't want to use it the wrong way, so.
when they,
Just a thought.
I'm sorry. And I had to go to training for it today, but when they give them out, they did talk about that kind of like signage and stuff like that. Their thing was similar to, you see a lot of the white boxes or something where a sign like they do in schools and that, they said typically you know, they'll have them. One of the recipients was the city of Richmond, and like going to their pool, and they talk about, you know, people that in the medical field, law enforcement, that's one of the first things they're going to look for. If they see the signage, it's there. They said as long as someone that is certified can train someone, and then I can go train other people. It's just, they can't be certified, but our training requires it. And we usually have redo ours, but they do offer trainings too for it.
Yeah, I think the goalie center has these two.
Yeah.
Sure, might be true.
You don't have to be, I mean, now these are pretty step by step. You open the box, it says stay calm, make sure you call 911, and then it goes through, and if it's not plugged in right, it's gonna tell you. If the battery's not plugged in, it's gonna tell you, or if it's low. So it kind of step by step how to do it.
Okay, great.
We're gonna have a.
Jimmy, you have anything else?
Nope. CPR training.
Gary? I just wanted to congratulate Dylan again for working on the abandoned. He's worked really hard on that. I guess I had a question for Joe. I was thinking, we were gonna do some renovation on the masonry of the city building. Is that ongoing or?
Yes, I've gotten hold of Sam. He's getting back with me when he's pretty busy.
He's very busy.
Oh, okay, so it is gonna
he's kinda
happen.
good. He's working his schedule.
It is gonna happen this summer
Yes.
then, the weather.
Yes.
Good. And another thing that's, I think, to do with you particularly, but I get a lot of complaints from particularly older people around town about the condition of our sidewalks. Because a lot of them are pushed up and they're kind of dangerous, particularly if you're walking when it's not real light. Is there any kind of grants that are available to towns to address these sorts of things? Because some of the sidewalks in the town are pretty bad. And they're dangerous. And I didn't know if there's anything that we could pursue in future.
It's a homeowner responsibility.
Is it all homeowner? then?
Except for in front of public, or like Main Street.
The curbs would be on town, the sidewalk itself.
So I mean, I can tell that people that it's their responsibility to do their sidewalk.
Now, we have already went out. Whatever sidewalk it is that the homeowners want to do, we pull it out.
You get rid
And
of the
then
debris.
get rid of the old concrete, then they can come in, form it and. pour it.
I just wanted to make sure I was telling them the right thing.
We're not completely on track on what you're saying, I'm sorry. That in the event of a severe deterioration of a sidewalk or curb, it is the responsibility of the town to remove that sidewalk or curb. Provided any replacement of it shall be the responsibility of the owner. Now, if the only reason you're removing it is as a result of a specific request by an adjoining property owner, then that replacement will be mandatory, otherwise it's discretion on that property owner. So it is, and then as far as case law on responsibility when people fall, et cetera, it's jointly a potential liability of the town and of the joint property owner.
Okay.
So it's not just, we can't just say, sorry, town can wash its hands of it. You can't do
Okay.
that.
Thank you. I
So
just wanted clarification.
question for that, Bob, would that be that then Joe would have to start enforcing that? Be able to remove liability from the town?
Yeah, if we do in a really bad area that somebody had brought to our attention, then we ought to take a look at it.
When do we cross the threshold of it's unsightly versus it's
Unsafe.
public danger?
Right.
No black and white answer to that.
And you can't, rather than look at every sidewalk.
I do think there might be grants available.
Yeah, that, I've not looked into that.
Yeah, like homeowner grants or something, maybe to replace.
Or even like a community development block grant or something like that, like you could probably do something like that for that type of program too. So something we could look into.
And if my memory serves me, I think not, we never did it officially, but we kind of had a rule of thumb that if somebody really wanted to put one in, didn't we talk about that we pay for material, they pay for labor or something like
We had
that years ago?
That was the one on, Street. No,
Maple.
Maple Street.
Maple.
When he came and was talking about his neighbors. That's when we talked about it
That
last.
was,
The culvert one on,
Yeah,
the culvert.
was that neighbor that talked about the curb and the culvert.
yeah, on Maple.
But then he's talked about his neighbors across the street and the sidewalk that was pushed up from the tree.
Yes.
That thing is, you're probably gonna have to take a tree out.
Yeah.
Gotta make it look like
That was a
this
huge-
level sidewalk. Get real.
Thank you. I just want some.
It probably wouldn't hurt to get an inventory of those front places in town.
Yeah, just circle them on the map and try to start picking away, actually, that would be. Prioritize them one through.
Just like you do the streets every year.
Yeah.
And the community crossings, maybe we have to come up with.
Yeah, for streets.
Give me a
That
map,
doesn't
I'll
cover
go out.
sidewalks, that community crossings doesn't cover sidewalks.
A map and some street, I'll test them.
Ride your bike.
Ride your bike.
You got a volunteer?
It's 10 miles every day.
It's yours, baby. You
Okay.
got it.
Okay.
Write them down.
Anything else, Gary?
No.
Thank you.
I had one thing I forgot. I wanted to thank Seth for volunteering, by the way, too. Have a, here, we didn't mention you during the meeting, but it's a good program for the concerts and your donation.
Thank you.
Also back to the community would be good. Thank you.
Debbie?
No.
No? That's scary.
Yeah.
Mike?
Couple of short things here. Western Wayne Regional Sewer District appointments. We're down 2 of 4, and one of the fourth one is me. The third one, the fellow's in the nursing home. Hasn't been able to attend for the last several.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to look at that. Our sewage district board is dwindling pretty rapidly.
So those are two that are signed by our council, right?
Yeah, there are 4 appointed by council for that. Yeah, the sewer board, there are 4 appointed by our council. 2 are currently filled. One, he just hasn't been able to attend. Health issues.
Yeah. We need to.
And 2 are vacant.
We need to get those. I would suggest everybody
Brainstorm on names.
brainstorm, get names, let's get it filled before our next meeting. The other thing I thought of, we have some other areas we need to get filled too, and I don't know if it's ever done in the past. Have we ever tried running an ad in the paper saying we have these openings, if people are interested to contact the.
We haven't done an ad, but Lily has put on the newspaper before. I've seen it. Hours and
Wanted to
jobs.
Contact them, ask them if they can do that
Yeah.
for us. Just, and then we can just say what openings we have and then contact the city building.
Yeah, sure.
And one other thing, I was just wondering, I know we approved this $1,500 from Patriot Engineering to go forward with that for the water tower, but is Baker Tilly taking into account that we may get $1 million at 0% in what they're doing?
Yeah, that's
So
what
we're
the
gonna
meeting,
get it kind of looked at too.
that's what the meeting was about that I just had. It was actually,
I just don't want it to throw a monkey wrench in
No, no,
because at this date, we're
Baker
already.
Tilly and Ice Miller were on, and that was to me to say, yes, that we can go forward with that, and that way Baker Tilly can include that in their rate study.
All right,
So, yeah, that's
we'll see something in without.
Yeah.
Okay, because I just don't want it to set it back any further.
No, that's-
We're getting
that's-
up against.
Yeah, that's a good point. But,
So-
yeah, there's been meetings regarding that to make sure that's.
Okay.
There wasn't concern whether, it would actually be a hindrance more than a help, but now they've come back and said, no, well, it's everything's appropriate. So
That's what I was afraid of, that it could throw a monkey wrench in.
Yeah.
And it's too late to be doing.
That was just last Friday, and they said it's appropriate moving forward.
That's all.
Motion to adjourn.
Gotcha.
Got a motion, a second to adjourn. All in favor? Opposed?
Yeah.
Meeting adjourned. Video.
We don't have a meeting. I feel like I'm wasting people's time. I think that's been out.
All the opposing.
Yeah.